Hey, good morning. We're looking at our hymn this morning. It is the hymn reflection. So we are looking at "O Worship the King" by Sir Robert Grant. I'm not very familiar with this hymn, but it is a wonderful song of praise. At first, the author is saying he's calling us to worship, to praise and adore the Lord. He's saying, "Oh, worship the King in glorious above, and oh, tell of his might." And we see that he's talking about the King, about God, our Savior. He's saying his. So we hear that pronoun his. And then the third and fourth and fifth stanza, he goes to, and sixth stanza even, he goes to thy and thee. So he's saying, he's transitioning from let's worship the King to I'm worshiping the King. And it's a wonderful proclamation of praise. That's what we're called to do. So the arrangement is talking about God's divine might, and then he goes into his glory that can be seen in all of creation, and then God's care and providence over the created order, his fatherly provision toward frail humanity. And then it closes with the final stanza of exalting God's divine transcendence and expressing the response of the believing soul in praise. So it's a call to worship. It is not only a song, it's an ode to God saying he is the King. So listen for those clues, the change of the pronoun, what is he calling us to worship as I read through this hymn this morning. He starts off, "O worship the King, all glorious above. O greatly sing his power and his love, our shield and defender, and ancient of days, pavilioned in splendor and girded with praise. O tell of his might, O sing of his grace, whose robe is the light, whose canopy space. His chariots of wrath the deep thunderclouds form, and dark is his path on the wings of the storm. The earth with its store of wonders untold, Almighty thy power hath founded of old, hath established it fast by a changeless decree, and round it hath cast like a mantle the sea. Thy bountiful care, what tongue can recite? It breathes in the air, it shines in the light. It streams from the hills, it descends to the plain, and sweetly distills in the dew and the rain. Frail children of dust and feeble as frail, in thee do we trust, nor find thee to fail. Thy mercies how tender, how firm to the end, our Maker, Defender, Redeemer, and Friend. O measureless might, ineffable love, while angels delight to hymn thee above, the humbler creation, though feeble their lays, with true adoration shall lisp to thy praise. It's such a wonderful hymn. You would do well to go back and read through and hear what it's saying and read for yourself and take time to slowly digest how he's calling us to worship. And it's reflective of, it's modeled in the opening of Psalm 104. So Psalm 104 says, bless the Lord, O my soul. O Lord my God, you are very great. You are clothed with splendor and majesty, covering yourself with light as with a garment, stretching out the heavens like a tent. He lays the beams of his chamber on the waters. He makes the clouds his chariot. He rides on the wings of the wind. He makes his messengers winds, his ministers a flaming fire. He set the earth on its foundations so that it should never be moved. You cover it with the deep as with a garment. Psalm 104, 1-6. So just remember the effect of this, what it should affect us to do, is to proclaim the worship of God. And that's what we should do. That's why we sing. We are singing the praises of the Lord. So I hope that encourages you today to stop, look away from all of the hate going on, all of the anger happening, and think about the um, the splendor of God. Think about the majesty of God. Think about what He's done for you in Jesus Christ. Think about what He's doing in you as He lives in you, and He's changing you and making you more like Christ. Think about the beauty of God and what He's done and how He's in control and how angels sing, and we as lowly creatures on earth get to sing the worship and praise of our King. I pray you're encouraged